Hey everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Homebrew Wednesday. Today we will be checking out my Honey Country Pilsner, which is a lager. It is bottled inside of a Guinness Stout bottle, just to let anybody who's thinking about venturing into the home brewing part of the home brewing lifestyle. You want to keep all of your craft beer bottles, the ones that are the pop tops, not the twist tops, but the pop tops, because the pop tops, you can reuse those bottles because the caps that you receive from the brewing companies will fit on those bottles when you go to cap them. So that's just a little food for thought for you guys. If you want to venture into the home brewing category of beer, you will want to save your craft beer bottles because they are reusable. Now, before I get started on this, there's something important that I want to tell you guys about the move that I had decided that we was going to do. We canceled that. We're not going to move. There's a reason why, and here's the reason why. We found out through an extensive discussion with my allergist that it doesn't matter where we move. There's always going to be the outside allergies unless we move, obviously, in the middle of the ocean somewhere or somewhere in the middle of snow-bound, God-forsaken area that, there's nothing growing there. There's always going to be outside allergies. The only allergies that I would be less likely to have in Colorado, one of them being is dust mites. Out of all the things that I'm allergic to, dust mites is one of the only things that I might not have to worry about out there. Bidding that dust mites is something I'm very allergic to. But if I'm going to be miserable regardless, I'm going to be miserable here in my home state. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. And we decided that we were going to stay here. We're not going to move. We are going to move eventually from this mobile home. This mobile home's crap. We've lived in this thing for 20 years. And I paid for it outright cash, bought it, built a half of a house in the back of it, was planning on building another house in the front of it. But there's a sinkhole that popped out in the front of my front yard, so we're just going to move from this location and sell this here off and put us a home up there beside where my brewing building is going to be at, or my brewing building is at, which I will be updating you guys on that soon too as well. I'll be putting in the interior walls here soon, and I'll let you guys see more on that. But I just wanted to let you know that I'm still going to stay Kentuckian. I was born and raised here. I've only been out of Kentucky a few times. I lived in actually on Lake Texoma and on the Oklahoma and Texas line. I lived there, and I've lived in Illinois for a short stint, and Ohio for a short stint. But Kentucky, I've always came back. It's my home. It's where I was born and raised. My family settled here all the way back in the 1700s or 1800s. Can't remember which. I do genealogy, by the way. I'm 97% Irish Scots and only 3% Middle Eastern. So I did a DNA test just to make sure. But anyways, I wanted to go ahead and let you guys know that that's what was going to be happening, and we're going to be testing out this little beauty right here. She looks mighty clear through the bottle. You can't really see, I don't think, through the bottle, but she looks mighty clear through the bottle. We're going to go ahead and give her a taste test. We're going to be judging on the smell, the taste, the head, the carbonation. I'm hoping it turns out because this is my very first lager. I've never brewed a lager. I've brewed, 5, 6 different beers, and this is the only lager. And I didn't even know it was a lager when I bought it. My dumb mistake. But thank goodness when I did brew, it was cold. It was like 50, 55 degrees. I think 55 degrees was the max temperature for the whole week that I brewed it. So I'm hoping it turned out quite well. We're getting ready to see. Let's go ahead and pop the top on this boy. Oh, that was a very nice sound though, wasn't it? I don't know if you can see any smoke. A little bit coming out there. Not much. I don't know if you can see it or not. But we're going to go ahead and pour this and see what we got. Doesn't look like it's going to have much of a head, so I'm going to pour a little bit more vigorously. Nope. Maybe that's courtesy of them fizz drops. I don't know. I did use fizz drops. The carbonation is up there. It's got a lot of carbonation in it. You see that? It's got quite a bit of carbonation in it. Just no head. This is only 2 weeks old. It says best drunk after 4 weeks. But this is 2 weeks, and I'm not waiting because I enjoy beer and I want to taste this thing. So we're going to go ahead and give it a taste test after I get a smell. Like the honey kolsch that I brewed, the honey is an afterthought on this. You really can't tell it's there unless you know it's there. It's like an afterthought. We'll go ahead and give it a taste. That is a really good beer. That is delicious. Look how clear. It's quite clear too after 2 weeks. You can only, just tell how clear it's going to be after another 2 weeks. It's just going to keep getting more clear. And the flavors will even be more on point. Maybe it'll have a head too in 4 weeks. I'll try to save one for another 2 weeks so I can review it and see what it looks like then. As you can see, there's no head on it now whatsoever. The head was like very thin when it popped up, and it only lasted like 2 seconds. Then it was gone. But that is a very good beer. Now, I had only bought a gallon extract kit of this. I wish I had bought more because this is a really good beer. There's something a little odd about it, though. It's got a little bit of it's got a twang to it. I'm not sure where that came from. I mean, I'm going to have to check out the extract kit and see what kind of grains they use to make the malt extract, because there's like a little bit of a twang, more of a sour note, and I'm enjoying it. And I'd like to find out what grains they use to make this, and I'll have to check that out. And I'll get back with you guys on that too later and let you know what kind of grains that they use to make this, because I'm digging that little twang, that Kentucky twang. Yeah, I'm digging that little sour note that I'm getting in here. It adds adds more character to the beer, and you want more character to your beer. You just don't want a plain Jane beer. If I wanted a plain beer, I just go over to the local store or liquor store or the grocery store, whoever sells beer, and I'll grab me a beer. I'll grab me a Michelob Ultra. I'll grab me a what else? A Miller Lite. I like Pabst because it tastes a little different. I think there might be corn or something in Pabst. I'm not 100% sure, but I like Pabst better out of those two because it does have a bit more character to it than the other do. Granted, it's still pretty much a plain beer or a lager. I'm pretty sure it's a lager. But it tastes better to me, preference, than the other beer. And Bud Light, I don't know what the hell they're doing with that watered down shit. I guess they went and I don't know. It used to be good. I don't know if my taste changed after a while or what, or they changed something. But 10, 15 years ago when I drunk it, it was pretty good. But now it's like, man, what is this, water? I don't like watery beer. It's kind of like the reason why I went ahead and checked this out. I've watched too many videos, people enjoying these things, talking about how good they taste, and I had to see. And I understand now, and I enjoy it. And I'm going to enjoy it much more in the future as well. Now, when I do run out, my go-to beer is Pabst. It's usually always Pabst, unless my wife wants Michelob Ultra, which is another go-to beer. And she will get that, and then I'll drink that. But my usual go-to beer is Pabst Blue Ribbon, and it has been for a long time. But, like I said, as long as I've got beer to brew, and I got beer in my closet, I won't have to worry about running out. I'm enjoying this very much. Anyways, I just wanted you guys to see what's going on. It's still got carbonation going on it. It's doing pretty good. I just wish I had more. I only got a gallon. But anyways, y'all have a good one. Cheers and 17. Mm.